Okay, hello guys, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon. Good, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so today we're gonna continue what we started working with last class. And it is expressing necessity. Do you guys remember? We almost finished this activity, but we had like 1 or 2 exercises pending to finish. Can you please go to the exercise for 1 of expressing necessity, please? Unit 5.
Did we finish on number 1 or number 2?
Yes, I think that the one we had left were the last 2 exercises, but I'm not sure. Help me to remember, please. I think that we had pending to work with the exercise 4 and 5. What do you
Yes.
have?
Yes.
4 and 5? Okay.
The 45.
Okay, if we go to the exercise 4, remember that we were working with have to, must, or have got to, or has got to, right? Which basically have to and has got to is exactly the same. It's up to you. What do you prefer? What do you prefer to use? But if we go to the negative context, remember that doesn't have to or don't have to is totally different as mustn't do, right? Because, well, don't have to or doesn't have to mean that it's something up to you. I mean, you have choices. It's not something mandatory. And must do or mustn't do is something that is not permitted, not allowed, right? And in the past tense, we use had to for the affirmative or didn't have to for the negative. Yes, do you remember?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so if we go to the exercise 4, it says complete the sentences in the positive or negative using the correct forms of have to and have got to. If both words are possible, write one of them. So you just basically have to decide have to or have got to, or in the negative, don't have to, and basically that's it. Okay, so please guys work with this. We already have answered the first one. I woke up early because I had to drive my friend to the airport this morning before work. Why are you cleaning? You really don't have to do that or haven't got to do that. But you don't have to write a double, just write once, okay? Just write one of them. Please work with the exercise 4 and tell me when you are concluded.
Is write the sentence or choose one?
You decide what to use. Both of them are correct. You decide if you make it negative or if you make it affirmative. Okay?
Okay. Only number 4?
Exercise 4, yes.
Okay.
Remember to tell me when you finish. Okay, hi Alondra, did you just enter?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I just.
Okay, just to refresh you, update you, we are in the unit 5, working in the exercise 4 of expressing necessity, grammar. Okay,
The 3, 5, 3.
unit 4,
Okay. Mhm.
expressing necessity for 1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, exercise 4. Guillermo and Jose, did you finish?
No, not yet,
Okay.
teacher.
Don't worry.
That
It is done, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Guillermo, did you finish?
Yes.
Okay, so Alondra, probably you haven't finished and probably you don't actually know what we're doing, but I just want you to pay attention and what your classmates, to what your classmates say, and then you can join us in the next activity, okay? So let's go to the letter A. Guillermo, can you help me with it, please?
When I was a child, I had to study very much.
Very
Oh.
good. I had to study. Jose, letter B.
Mhm. I couldn't find my key, so I haven't got to use the spare one on getting to my house last night.
Why negative? Because it says in here that she couldn't find, or he or she couldn't find that key.
Oh, yes, I couldn't find my key.
So
Mhm.
since this person couldn't use it, had to use the spare. The spare is like the copy of it.
Yes, I made a mistake.
Uh-huh.
So it's in affirmative. I have got to use.
Okay.
I had.
It's in past. Both of them had to be in past. So you can say had to or had got to. Whatever you want. Because remember that we have is in past tense, so that's why we're using had.
Okay.
Had to or had got to. Okay, letter C, Guillermo.
She's nervous because she has to give a presentation in the class tomorrow.
Very good. Has to give a presentation tomorrow. Good job. Letter D, Jose.
Letter D. Had you read anything by this author when you were in high school?
Have,
I think this had you is correct.
it is in question in past tense. What do we have to use?
In past tense.
Mhm.
Yes.
Guillermo, what do you have in letter D?
Did you
Do
read?
you have? Do you have?
Did you have?
Did you have to read? Yes, because it is past tense.
Let me see.
That's why we're using did.
Did you have to read? Oh.
But do you understand why?
I understand in this part. I put, bueno, you put did because it is an auxiliary verb.
Uh-huh. Yes.
In past, did you have to read?
And it is in past, so that's why we're using did. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Guillermo, letter E, please.
There is no test tomorrow, so we haven't got to start tonight.
Haven't got to, haven't got to, or don't have to. Letter F, Jose, please.
My father drove me to school this morning, so I haven't got to take the bus.
Okay. Haven't got to take the bus or didn't have to take the bus. Okay, Guillermo, letter G, please.
I didn't have to take any literature class in university because I was a computer science student.
Very good. I didn't have to. Okay, letter H, Jose, please.
Wait a minute, please. The last is I didn't have to.
It could be also I haven't got to. No, never mind. It's I didn't have to because it's in past tense.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Letter H.
Didn't have to. Letter H, and let me see. Because of the terrible weather, we haven't to practice today.
We haven't got to practice. Or we don't have to practice.
We don't have to practice.
Letter I, Guillermo.
Have to go soon? Maybe? I don't know.
I've got to go soon. Have
Oh,
got to go soon, or do I have to go soon?
How I got it? Do I have?
Have I got to go soon? Or do I have to go soon? Okay, yeah, Jose, sorry, letter L. I mean, J, please.
Wait, do I have was on in present? In present. Okay, letter G. I have to charge my phone. Do you have a cable?
Very good. I have to charge my phone. Do you have a cable? Okay, Alondra, I'm just thinking about that. You were in class on Wednesday, right?
Uh-huh.
And I am just thinking that I didn't share with you the recording for that class.
No, teacher, you
I
didn't.
am sorry, and you did it. It's okay, it's okay. Sometimes I forget, and if you don't tell me, well.
Yeah, I understand.
So let me explain you real quick. We were talking on Wednesday about these three different expressions we use to when we need something. So we have these modal verbs, but we were focusing in the must, have to, and have got to. This one that I have in here, well, basically that's the three of them express necessity and show something that is needed. But this one expresses like an obligation. There's no other option. It's something that is that or that. There's no other thing. And these two are exactly the same in meaning. They mean exactly the same. Obviously, it will vary depending on the subject. For he, she, or it, we are going to change the have or has. And basically that's it. And these two mean something that has to be done. But I mean, it's not that you have other option because the thing at the end of the day has to be finished. But maybe you have time. Maybe you can wait. It's a little bit less strong than this than must. And in the negative form, if we use it in the negative, well, here in the interrogative. In the negative is you mustn't, and this means not allowed, prohibited. No, you can't do it. Don't have to or haven't got to means that it was optional. You didn't have, for example, it's something that it's up to you to decide if you do it, and if you don't do it, nothing happens. And in the interrogative, the must is not common. But with the have to or have got to, do you have to do your homework? Have you got to do your homework? It means exactly the same. It's just asking. It's just asking, oh, do you have to do it? It's like tienes que hacerlo in both of the cases. But in this one, it is expressed in the present tense, in the simple present. And if I change it in the past tense, for example, for the past tense, we are going to use didn't have to. And in the negative, for the past, there's no past for must. In that case, we are going to use had. We had to do our homework last night. And or in the negative, we didn't have to, which means exactly that it was optional. You decide, you had to decide. And well, basically that's it. It's like a quick review.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
If you have questions or something, tell me. I promise after this class, I'll share with you the previous class we had. Okay, now in the last part, it says, choose the correct way to finish the sentence. So in this case, it's just choosing the best option according to you. It's actually very short. Let's do it together. I'm sorry. If we go to the exercise 5, for example, in this museum, you mustn't take any photos. Remember, mustn't means not allowed. Letter A, it says, why are you calling to make a reservation? The restaurant is never busy. So what do you think, guys? You mustn't or you don't have to?
You don't have to.
You don't have to, right? Because it means that it's not necessary. Letter B. Thursday's test was canceled. So
I don't
We
have
have-
to study.
we don't have to study. Very good. Letter C. The actor is sick, but
He mustn't.
He mustn't.
he mustn't, because since he's already in the play, he mustn't let it affect, right? Letter D, it says the baby is finally asleep.
We haven't got to make.
We haven't got to, because remember that mustn't most of the time has a consequence, and but the end it's up to you to decide to use mustn't or haven't got to, depending on according to how you receive that message, right? Or the way you want to express it. You can just text me.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to call me. Very good. Letter F. Unless you want to catch some strange diseases,
You mustn't.
you mustn't drink the water without boiling it first. Very good. Letter G. Just open the fridge and eat anything you like when you're hungry.
You don't
You
have to ask.
You don't have to ask me.
You don't have to ask me. Very good. Letter H. Summer vacation starts today.
We haven't got to.
We haven't got to do anything for 2 months, exactly. And letter I. Please put your phones away.
They mustn't.
They mustn't.
They mustn't be on your desk. Very good. Okay, so after finishing this part, oh, by the way, I just wanted to tell you, I don't know why, it was my bad, to be honest. We took so long in the previous topic, in the topic 4, because I didn't notice that this is the last week of classes. So in this one, we did actually more than the activities we were expected to do. So in this case, in the literature, we're just gonna practice with grammar, because the listening, speaking, and reading, we're not gonna have time to practice with them. The good thing is that we practice enough of listening, writing, and speaking with the forces of nature. So that's why in this week, we're just gonna finish the grammar topics of the unit 4. So I'm going to ask you now to please go to the unit 4 for 2 advice and suggestions. Let me know when you're here.
Let me.
Are you here already?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, not yet.
Okay, I'll wait.
It's for 2. Wait. Advice and suggestion. Grammar.
Grammar, advice, and suggestions.
I am ready.
Excellent. So it says advice and suggestions. I better go home soon. I have a lot of homework to do. Okay, for advice, we use should. Remember, Jose, you were telling me that you thought that should is like debo, but actually should is debería, so it's just an advice. When we want to say that something is right thing to do, we use should. It is commonly used to give advice or to give opinions. For example, I'm hungry, I should do something. Eat something, sorry. You shouldn't go out without a coat. It's pretty cold. Should we invite Jack to the party? So when we use it in affirmative, we are giving a suggestion. When we use it negative, we're basically doing a suggestion on thinking that we consider it's a bad idea. And when we use it in a question, should we invite Jack to the party? I'm asking the other person his or her opinion. Should is not as strong as must, have to, or have got to. For example, you should help. It is a good idea or it is the right thing to do. I'm sorry. If you say you must help or you have to help or you have got to help, it means that it is very important or it is necessary. Then we have ought to. This one is not that common as should, but it says in here, although it's not as popular, ought to can be also used to express advice and opinions. It has the same meaning as should. For example, James should study harder. James ought to study harder. You should look for a new hobby. You ought to look for a new hobby. The use of ought to in negative sentence and question is very rare in American English, which means that again, it's more common to use should or shouldn't than ought to, but ought to is an expression that means the same as should and you can use it if you want. In spoken English, native speakers often pronounce ought to as oughta. For example,
I had a big lunch. I ought to have just a salad for dinner. If you want to get a good seat, we ought to get there early.
okay.
So
And-
teacher, in this case, in this part, is should is similar to ought to,
It's the same. It's the same in meaning.
the same meaning.
But as it says in here, it's not that common. I mean, if you want to use it, it's good. But if you don't want to use it and you prefer to use should, it's more common to use should.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Had better. For a stronger meaning than should and ought to, English speaker use had better. Apostrophe D, better. You'd better take an umbrella today. It looks like it's going to rain. This one is the same. What can I say? It's the same as should in the context that you're giving a suggestion, but had better is more like a strong suggestion. It's like I'm not forcing the other person to do it, but I'm warning the person to do it, right? Like if you don't do it, you will probably regret. I better charge my phone before we go out. He'd better not spend too much money today. He's going to need some this weekend. So for the negative of should is shouldn't. The negative of ought to is, we don't have it here. Maybe we can see it later. Is ought not to, ought not to. And the negative of have better is better not. Had better is used only when we're talking about specific situations. It means there will be a danger or problem if the advice is not followed. For example, it's cold outside. You should wear a coat. It's a good idea. I'm telling you that maybe it's cold for you or maybe it gets colder later. So it's a good idea if you bring a sweater, you should bring one. And if you say it's cold outside, you'd better wear a coat because I'm telling or letting the other person know that it's really cold and this person will probably need it or be freezing outside if this person doesn't wear a coat. I should hurry. I see the time and I say I should hurry. It means that it's a good idea, but I still have time. Maybe if I run, everything will be okay. And if I say I better hurry, it means that I'm probably late. So I need to run. Do you get the difference between should and had better?
Yes, had better is
It's
like
stronger.
is stronger. No.
Both of them are advices and suggestions, but had better is stronger. Often in spoken English, people just say better without had or D. It's very common actually, especially because the apostrophe D is not that strong pronounced.
Better call me soon. He better call me soon. You better not do that.
You better. So it means that you can skip the had. And it's basically okay in a spoken English. Had better is not common in questions. In that case, we can use Should, for example, I should have done that. This one, I'm using the present perfect. I should have done that. Debí haber hecho eso. I didn't do it, so I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I did it. I made a mistake. I'm so hungry. I really should have eaten breakfast this morning. So when we use should plus the present perfect, we are talking about something that we did or that we didn't, and we are regretting. You shouldn't have said that. This computer is garbage. I really shouldn't have bought it. Should have is often pronounced as shoulda or should be. The native English speaker shouldn't have is often reduced as shouldn't or shouldn't be. Let's see the examples.
I should have studied last night. I should have studied last night. I'm cold. I should have brought a sweater. I'm cold. I should have brought a sweater.
In the negative,
I shouldn't have eaten so much food for lunch. I'm full. I shouldn't have eaten so much food for lunch. I'm full. You shouldn't have missed class. You shouldn't have missed class.
this is just a contracted form, how it sounds. It is also possible to describe the past without not to a past participle, but it's more common with should. It is always more common with should, to be honest. But it's important for you to know it in case that somebody decides to use it or that you prefer to use how to. Suggestions, let's and why don't. To make suggestions, English speaker often use let's or let's not and why don't. For example, let's get a coffee, let's go shopping. Let's not do anything tonight, I'm tired. Why don't we see a movie? Why don't we eat out tonight? Why don't you ask the teacher for help? Why don't I call you when I'm finished? So let's, it's like you are suggesting, right? You are the person with the idea. And why don't you, or why don't we, it's the same. At the end, you are suggesting a plan, but in the second one with why don't you or why don't we, it's more like that you're waiting the other person to respond you and confirm your plan. And with the blue one, it's more like, oh, let's do it. Let's get a coffee. Let's do this. Let's do the other thing. Shall. The modal verb shall can be used in questions with I or we to make or ask suggestions. Shall I help you with your bags? Shall we have spaghetti for dinner tonight? Shall we leave soon? What shall we do this weekend? What shall we do to talk about the problem? So it's like we are asking or we are making suggestions. At the end, if you translate out to, shall, or should, you will get the same. They all mean debería. But one of them are more common in interrogatives, such as shall I help you? This is like when we want to be more polite, it's like more formal, probably. And the other ones are like more casual.
What is more common, teacher?
As I was telling you, it probably depends on the context and the situation. For example, should is very common when we are, it's not that it's informal, but it's too casual, it's very casual. And shall, it's probably more, I wouldn't say formal, but it's more like, how can I say it? Like, for example, in the first example we have in here, that it says, shall I help you with your bags? I'm asking the other person, let's say, permission to help her.
It's similar to say, it's similar when somebody says, can I help you with your bags?
Yes, but shall is like
More polite?
could be more polite, and we are waiting for the other person's opinion. It's basically the same as will. I could say that it's the same as will. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, could and should. We use could to make suggestions or discuss possibilities, which I would say that it's more to discuss possibilities. What shall we do tomorrow? If you're noticing here, we're talking about the future. So it's probably like, remember, should, it's just like giving advice or making suggestions. And probably shall, we say that we want the other person opinion. We are expecting opinions. So if we say, what shall we do tomorrow? We don't have to go. Why don't we go to the beach? Oh, let's go to the beach. Shall we go to the beach? We could go to the beach. So could is used for possibilities. What should we do for Jem's birthday? Why
What
don't we
means
have...
cool? Cool is in Spanish is podría, no? Podría.
Yes. Could, remember that it's also the past tense of can, but in this context, we are using it as a modal verb to talk about possibilities. Why don't we have a surprise party? Let's have a surprise. Do you see the difference between these two? For example, if I say, why don't we have a surprise party? I'm waiting, or I'm asking for other person's opinion. Let's have a surprise party. I'm just giving the idea. Shall we have a surprise party? This is probably the same as why don't we have a surprise party, but this one is more like I just want a yes or no. And in the other one, we could have a surprise party. I'm just giving the idea. You decide if you take it. It can be used for suggestions, but has a much stronger meaning. For example, what should we do tomorrow? Oh, we could go to the beach. It's just a suggestion, one idea. We should go to the beach. I'm saying that that's what I want to do, but I'm waiting for your answer, right? I'm waiting for you to say, oh yes, let's go. What should we do for James' birthday? Oh, we go have a surprise party. I'm just giving the idea. I'm talking about something that is possible. But if you say, oh, we should have a surprise party, I'm saying that that is something that we kind of have to do. Or I'm just suggesting it, but it's like, because it is the right thing to do. Do you see the difference? Okay, Guillermo, Alondra, you have been so quiet. What do you think? Is it clear?
Yes, it's okay.
Excellent. Okay, let's go and practice this exercise then. And it has been shared. So let's go to the advice and suggestions, exercise 4.2. So it says, complete the sentences about advice with a verb from below. Use each verb once. Use either should or ought to as specified in blue. Okay, so you already have the modal verb you're gonna use. Remember, should and ought to is the same. They have the same meaning. So you just have to structure the sentence if it is negative, affirmative, or interrogative, okay? With the modal verb that it's already given, the subject that it's already given, you just have to decide which verb fits better in the context. For example, in this one is a question and it says to the man's advice. So since it is an interrogative sentence, I will have to start with the modal verb, should in this case. Should we, because we use the subject, right? Should we and listen because it's the verb that fits this context. Should we listen to the man's advice? Okay. Is it clear what you're gonna do?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Please work with the part 1 and tell me when you are done.
Okay.
I'll leave you here the verb so you don't have to scroll down.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Guillermo Jose. Did you finish?
Me too, I finished.
Okay. So let's go and check the letter A. Jose, can you help me with letter A, please?
Letter A, we hope to take a spare towel to the beach just in case.
Very good. We ought to take. Letter B, Guillermo, please.
The mayor should not spend.
That mayor shouldn't or should not. Shouldn't what? Say?
Spend.
Spend, okay. Spend too much of the city's money. Letter C. Alondra, sorry.
You have to describe what the men look like.
Okay, you ought to describe. Good job. Letter D, Jose.
If you don't understand, you should request help.
Okay, you should request help. Guillermo, letter E.
I think, should we do again to discussion this summer?
Should we go or do?
Do.
Should we do again?
I think.
Okay, let's go to the next one and maybe we can.
In this case, I think this should we meet?
Me
Should
too.
we meet? Yeah, it makes more sense. Letter F.
Meet.
Alondra?
Me, teacher.
Yes, please.
The parents of the bad student ought to be concerned.
The parents of the bad student. What? Ought to be concerned. Very good. Jose, letter G.
I shouldn't go out tonight. I have too much homework to do.
I shouldn't go out tonight. Very good. Letter H, Guillermo.
The man is so old. He ought to retire.
He out to retire. Very good. Alondra, letter I, please.
What time should we leave? Jack wants to arrive at 10 a.m.
And I keep writing, should we leave? Very good. J, Jose, please.
What should we do on Sunday?
Very good. What should we do on Sunday? Guillermo, letter K.
Michelle ought to find a new boyfriend. I really dislike Paul.
Thank you. Okay. Now in the second part says, complete the sentences with the correct forms of should, shouldn't, had better, or had better not. This cake is delicious, you should try it. Okay, so you already had the options. You have to decide if it is just a suggestion or something that the other person might regret if this person doesn't do it or doesn't, okay? For example, letter A, the movie starts in 15 minutes. With what?
We should hurry.
We should hurry, right? Very good. It could be also, we had better hurry, but I think 15 minutes is enough time if we hurry. So I think it's better we should. Okay, take a look to the context of the sentences and decide between should to or had better to or shouldn't or hadn't better to. Okay, tell me please when you finish.
I finish, teacher.
Okay, good. Guillermo,
Me too.
Alondra? Excellent. Okay, let's go to letter B. Alondra, please.
I didn't bring an umbrella. It had better not be raining.
Okay, had better not be raining. Letter C, Guillermo, please.
You can borrow my phone, but you shouldn't drop it.
Okay, you shouldn't drop it. Could be shouldn't, but if you're lending someone else your phone, you would probably say better, you had better not drop it. Because it's like, take care of it. You had better not drop it. It's like, be careful. Okay, Jose, letter D.
We should visit France one day.
Okay, we shall visit. Alondra, letter E.
You should read this novel. It was pretty good.
Okay. Letter F, Guillermo.
I had better take a photo of with the board in case I forget what the teacher said.
Okay, very good. Letter G, Jose.
You shouldn't take the elevator. It always break down.
Okay. Alondra, letter H.
He shouldn't feel bad about his performance. I thought it was really good.
Very good. Guillermo, letter I.
We had better bring some water with us. I'm not sure there is anywhere to buy a drink near the beach, and it's pretty hot today.
Okay. Letter J, Jose.
Should I call you later?
Very good. Alondra, letter K.
If you're planning to go to a restaurant on Friday evening, you should make a reservation. It is a pretty popular place.
Very good. Okay, now it says in letter 3, in number 3. Read the situations and write sentences with had better or had better not. So you're just gonna give a suggestion to this person using had better in affirmative or had better not in negative, okay? For example, it says, your friend Jessica called you 2 days ago and left a message. You haven't called her back. You're worried that she might get angry if you don't call her back soon. So you say to yourself, I had better call her, for example. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do. You are going to answer depending depending on the situations, and with had better to or had better with had better or had better not. Okay, read them, think about them, answer, and tell me when you finish.
I finished it.
Okay, good. Guillermo, Jose, did you finish?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. Okay, so let's
Yes, I did.
Huh? Let's go to the letter B. Guillermo, please.
You are going hiking with a friend. You will probably be gone all day. There will be nothing to eat. Where you going? You are worried that if you don't take anything to eat, you will get very hungry. I had better worry for you eat.
I have better worry. That way
I
is
had better not worry for you eat.
not worry. I had better not worry. Okay. Letter C, Jose.
It's okay. Letter C. Let me see. I have another answer in this.
Yeah, because this one, since it is according to you, we will have different answers.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Okay. What is the next? Letter C?
Letter C, please.
Only the answer part?
No, please, everything, please.
Everything? Okay. You and your friend,
Ian?
Ian, are going to a nightclub. You are not sure if you can pay for drink inside the club with your credit card. You are worried that if you don't have cash, you will not be able to buy any drinks. You can say to Ian, we had better not drink more.
Okay, we had better not drink more. Okay. Alondra, letter D, please.
You want to ask your mother an important question, but she has a headache and is lying down on the sofa. You are worried that if you ask her the question, it will bother her. You say to yourself, I had better not ask her.
Okay. Guillermo, letter E.
You're in your friend car. He's driving fast. They are a lot of car. You are worried that he doesn't slow down. He will get into an accident. You had better drive slower.
Okay, you had better drive slowly. Okay.
That's lovely.
Letter F. Alondra, please. No. Jose. Jose, it's Jose's turn, please.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Which letter? F?
Letter F, please.
Your coworker is very sick. You are worried that if she stays at work, her condition will get worse. You say to her, you had better go to the doctor.
Okay. Letter G. Alondra, please.
You are at the restaurant, your friend is offering a bite of something very spicy. Spicy food occasionally gives you a stomachache. You say to your friend, I had better not eat that.
Okay. Okay, and the last part says, comment on the following sentences using should, have plus past participle. Remember, it's should plus have, and past participle is basically the present perfect, but since we have should, we use have for every single subject. Here we don't have to change have or has for he, she, and it, because first goes should, and should works for every single subject. And when we use should, have plus past participle, it's because we're talking about something we did or we didn't do, and we are regretting. Okay, for example, John decided to stay out late with his friends last night. Now he's having a hard time focusing at work. So he's regretting about that. So he's saying he shouldn't have gone out with his friend. I mean, you're saying this to him. He shouldn't have gone out with his friend. Letter A says, yesterday gas was cheaper than usual at the gas station, but you didn't buy any. Today the prices has gone up, so you regret that. What should have you done? I what? I should have.
I should have.
What is
to
the
buy-
past participle of buy?
I should have to buy more or to buy.
Bought.
Oh,
Because remember, it's present perfect, and we use the past participle of the verb. I should have bought yesterday. After have, we have to place the verb in past participle. Okay?
yeah.
Is it clear what you are going to do?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Please work with this. I think it's the last, no. With the exercise 4, almost the last one, but not yet. And that will be the last activity we do, okay? I will have to give you this number 5 as for homework, but I'll explain you later. So please work with number 5, and when you're ready, tell me so we can check it.
Only number 4?
Yes, please.
Okay, thanks.
Did you guys finish?
Sí, teacher, solo me falta una.
Okay. Jose Guillermo, what about you?
No, no, not yet.
Okay, let's do something. I'm going to ask you to please finish this exercise 4 and we can check it next class we have and finish this last part. It says complete the conversation with your own words. Here is completing them according to you. For example, in here it says, hey, the weather is going to be really nice this weekend. What shall we do to complete it, right? Because I'm talking about them and I. So what should we do? Why don't we go to the beach? The beach, sure, good idea. So you have to check what they're talking about to complete the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so please finish these 2 last exercises and we are going to check them on Wednesday when we start the class. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
Please, because we have just 2 minutes left and I think it's not going to be enough for you to finish and review your answers and that. So we'd better check them next class so we can like discuss them. Thank you. Have a good evening. See you on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, thank you.